Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to study geometric series. If you've completed the previous video of geometric sequences, then today's lesson will be a lot easier for you. So an example of a series, first n terms, we do the sum. So 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus all the way to n squared like that. That's an example of a series. So example S4, where we sum the first four terms, 1, 4, 9, 16, that gives 30. And what we're going to do today is study geometric series. So what is that? If Tn is a geometric sequence, then adding up those terms together is called a geometric series. So let Sn be the sum of the first n terms of a geometric series. Then it turns out that there's a formula to find that sum. A is the first term, R is the common ratio, and L here is the last term. And so here, if we know the first term, the common ratio, and how many terms are in the sum, then we can use this equation here to find that sum. If we don't know how many terms, but we do know the first term, the last term, and the common ratio, then we can find the sum Sn like that. And so this is something you want to ask your teacher. Are these two formulas that you have to know by heart, or will they be given to you? So let's do some examples. Find the sum. 3 plus 6 plus 12 plus all the way to 96. So we notice our first term is A, our last term is 96, and the common ratio is 2, right? Times 2, 6, times 2, 12, etc., etc. So we have that equation here, A minus RL over 1 minus R. Plug in A, plug in R, plug in L, and we get the sum of being 189. Okay, example B. Negative 2 plus 6 minus 18 plus all the way to 4,374. So we notice the first term is minus 2. The last term is 4,374. And we notice that the ratio is negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, etc. So we plug in A, plug in R, plug in L. And so the sum there, this sum, is 3280 like that. Okay, time for some practice. Find the sum, A and B. Go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, we're back. So we notice A is 5, L is 3645, R is 3 times 3 times 3, etc. So we have our formula here, A minus RL over 1 minus R. Plug in A, plug in R, plug in L, and that sum is 5,465 like that. Okay, B, we notice A is 7, L is 28,672, and we notice that R is 4 like that. So we plug in A, plug in L, plug in R, and that sum is 38,227. Okay, example number 2. Find S8 from this sum. So we notice that our first term is 3. We notice that the ratio is 3. And the number of terms is 8, right? We're looking for S8, so N is 8. So here we have the other formula. We have A, we have R, we have N. We're looking for S8, and that gives 9,840, like that. Okay, B. Find S11 from 8 minus 16 plus 32, etc., etc. We notice that A is 8, R is negative 2, and we're looking for the 11th, up to the 11th term, like that. So S11, plug in A, plug in R, plug in N, and we get 5,464 like that. Okay, time for some practice. A and B, we're looking for S7 and S13. Go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, we're back. So we notice A is 6, R is 2. We're looking for S7, so N is 7 like that. We plug that into our formula and we get 762. B, we notice A is 12, R is 3, and we're looking for S13, so N is 13. Plug that in, and we get 9,565,932 like that. Okay, example number 3. Determine the missing value. So here we're being given S7 equals 381, R equals 2, and the question is A is what? What is that value for A? Well, we notice from this formula that N is given, right? N is 7. We have R, and we have Sn, we have S7. So the only unknown is A. So we're going to rewrite that differently. We're going to go times 1 minus R to both sides. And then we're going to divide 1 minus Rn to both sides to isolate for A. So we have Sn, we have R, and we have N like that. So we plug it in, and the A value is 3. B. T4 is 54. A equals -2. What is the value of S9? So we have our formula here for geometric sequences. We notice that T4 is 54 like that. N is 4, plug that in like that. A is -2. So the only thing missing here is R. So we go divide by -2 both sides, cube root both sides, R equals -3. So we have A, we have R, and we have N. N is 9. We're looking for S9. So we plug in 9, we plug in -3, we plug in -2 like that, and S9 is -9,842. Okay, time for some practice. Determining the missing value. So we have S6 equals 1820, R equals 3. What is the value of A? B, T6 equals 7168. A is 7. What is the value of S7? Go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, A, we're back. S6, 1820, R equals 3. What is the value of A? We know that N is 6. So the only thing missing from this formula is A. We have R, we have N, and we have S6 like that. We rewrite this formula here, times 1 minus R, divide by 1 minus Rn. We plug in everything we know here, we compute it, and we get A equals 5. B. T6 is 7,168. A is 7. What is the value of S7? From our geometric sequences, we have our equation here. So we have T6 being plugged in here. N is 6. A is 7. R is the only unknown. So we divide by 7 on both sides. Fifth root on both sides. R equals 4. So we know N is 7. We know R is 4, and we know A is 7 like that. We plug it in our formula, and so S7 is 38 to 27. And that's it. It's that easy. I'll see you guys in the next video.